there is at least one person in this room with a different viewpoint. I've listened to the comments of everyone else. I wish there were millions and millions of dollars available in Shelton so that we could not only fund full-day kindergarten, we could fund full-day pre-kindergarten, we could fund kids starting when they're 6 months old, whatever. I wish we could give every graduate of the high school a free car, maybe pay for their college education. Just the first 2 years would be probably helpful. But you got to draw the line someplace. The truth of the matter is, our total public school system, not only in Shelton, but in the state and across the country, is in disarray. And part of the problem is that we've had nothing but gimmicks over the years to try to improve the performance of the schools. And instead of getting better, they've only gotten worse. From last Thursday, May 8th, Wall Street Journal, page 2. Headline: high school seniors' test scores stagnate. Despite years of efforts to lift U.S. academic performance, 12th graders showed no improvement in math or reading in federal test scores released Wednesday, underscoring concerns that the country isn't generating career and college-ready graduates. Progress didn't improve since 2009, the last time the study was taken. Actually, the proficiency has dropped. Students get a mixed message. They have a low bar to graduate from high school, but it's really not a high enough bar to pursue a career actively when they leave. Now, you know that the first year in college, for many kids, as many as a third of them, is involved with taking remedial courses, primarily English and math, and also reading. Why have the schools deteriorated so much, especially in the last 45 years? 1969, we put 2 men on the moon, and we did that 5 or 6 more times, and no other country's ever done it since. Well, we've had nothing but gimmicks ever since, and the schools keep getting worse. We had, I remember, the new math. Then that was changed back to the old math again. Then we had the new math. That was thrown out when that didn't work, and we went back to another version of it. We tried Head Start programs for some kids. We tried new curriculum. It seems like every 3 or 4 years, every school system appoints a curriculum committee. They can't seem to button down what these kids should learn in every town. What the kids seem to be learning more and more are totally unrelated to the 3 R's. And that's why a lot of them are turning out to be dummies when they graduate from high school. I don't mean all of them. The top 10% of the kids that graduate from Shelton High School and get into the finest colleges, they are excelling not because of the Shelton school system, but because of the Shelton, but despite the Shelton school system. The bottom 10%, the incorrigibles and misfits and troublemakers, are always going to be around. I'm concerned about the middle 80% that are decreasing in skills and not finding jobs, and they face a very bleak future. The other programs that have popped up over the years, team teaching, let's try more teachers' aides, let's take away SAT scores, no, let's put them back again. That keeps going back and forth. Let's work on self-esteem, that's what's the problem. They're not confident enough. Let's give the teachers big raises. Remember 1987, we had the Teacher Enhancement Act. The state decided to fix the schools by giving big raises to the teachers. And the states required that the teachers increase their standards. What did the teachers do? They sued the state for implementation to try to fight any new standards or higher standards. How about electronic blackboards? Has that improved the schools? Yes, John?
I don't want to be disrespectful by interrupting, but this is not a public hearing on the quality of education in Shelton. It's a public hearing on the budget. So if you could direct your comments to the budget aspect, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, I'll try, sir. That's a fair comment. I request that they spend any excess funds that you may have for more senior citizen tax relief. Any surplus should go for the senior citizens. A lot of senior citizens wouldn't be here tonight, but they're not because they're working at the Stop and Shop and the ShopRite bagging groceries right now. You people have invested a fortune in computers, laptops, tablets, Chromebooks. Has that improved the performance of the school system? No. The grades are still the same. We hit the same level. We're slightly behind state standards in most of the tests year after year. We let the teachers get master's degree in online courses instead of more rigorous courses in universities. We spend a lot of time teaching about Indians because that's politically correct, teaching sex education, teaching about diversity, teaching about recycling, teaching about drugs, Earth Day, gay rights, okay? All these things should be taught in the home, not in the schools. If we ever had a school system where the focus was on the 3 R's, and we cranked out kids that were great in math and science, we would not be ranked 30th as a country in the world in those 2 areas. That's a fact. And what's also a fact is that this business of the pre-K, after 3 years, it's been shown in studies that any benefit is weakened or watered down and practically disappears by the time the kids are in 3rd or 4th grade. So I am against spending any money for a full-day kindergarten program unless you also increase the funding for senior citizen tax relief. There's a large proportion of the taxes already spent in education. We just got through upgrading every school in town. You built a couple of brand new ones. Teachers are making a fortune in their salaries.
Would you like to see my paycheck? I will happily show it to you.
Please, the audience will please refrain.
They keep forgetting that they only work 180 days a year. Oh, here we go, here we go.
If the education was so good back then, why are senior citizens bagging at Stop and
The
Shop?
audience will please, ma'am, you're going to have to control yourself. Please.
60, 70, 80,000 for 180 days a year is a pretty good salary, okay? I would take that any time. And for your information, I taught high school math in a public school system earlier in my life. I'm now 67, and I have to work 2 part-time jobs to pay my bills. I admit that the taxes are low in Shelton, but I think that more could be done for senior citizens. So my request as I end is that any surplus, any extra funds be spent on senior citizens in town that are really being neglected right now. We're being squeezed with no big increase in our savings because of the low interest rates, rising costs for everything. We don't need a full-day kindergarten program that's just a glorified babysitting system. Thank you.
He has a right to his own opinion,
Thank you, Ron.
just like everybody else. He has a right to his own opinion.
Might I come again? No, no.
If you've spoken once, we're going to get everybody a chance.